synonymous with immigration. It is the huge South Dade Detention Center where adult immigrants wait while the INS determines whether they can stay in the country. The wait, for some, is years. But the children who come to the U.S. are sent to Boystown-like facilities where they wait alone to learn if they'll stay or go. Faye Fredericks takes us inside this land of lost kids and often lost hope.
That's okay. No, that's okay.
We can't show you her face. We're not allowed to tell you her name. But this little Jamaican girl's story may make you rethink U.S. immigration laws. Less than 2 weeks ago, she was spotted waiting in a customs line at Miami International Airport. Her parents nowhere to be found. Immigration officials think she's 2 years old. That makes her the youngest unaccompanied minor to ever set foot in Boystown. Boystown, the Kitty Chrome, temporary home to 33 boys and girls who've arrived in the U.S. illegally, and in the eyes of the U.S. government, all alone. They're generally held here until INS can find relatives in the U.S., or until an immigration judge sends them home.
Some of them come escaping from wars. Some of them come escaping from domestic violence situations. Some of them are sent by their own parents for a better future in America.
Some 250 kids a year pass through the facility's doors. Perhaps surprisingly, most of them aren't from Cuba. They're from China.
I think the main question that they have in their hearts is, will I be able to stay in this country?
The kids take classes, live in dorms, and go on field trips. Their average stay, 2 weeks. Given the circumstances, even critics of the INS say the facility, run by Catholic Charities, is a model program.
I love Boystown. I go out to Boystown every week. Though, Boystown really, you can't pick better people to work with those kids. But the problem is that they're not the ones making the final decision.
Chris Kleiser is with the Florida Immigrant Advocacy Center. She says, unlike Elian, only a few of these kids have attorneys to help them navigate America's complex asylum and immigration laws.
You don't have effective advocacy for minors who are going on their own. I mean, experts aren't called. I mean, no one is there to affirmatively assist anyone who doesn't have an attorney.
What's more, she says, the agency that's responsible for caring for the kids is the very same agency that in some cases is charged with deporting them.
INS is not in the business of detaining children, so we'll always find a way to verify and look for their best interest. The best interest is to be reunited with their family, in most cases.
The question is, what if their family is back in their home country? Congress is now considering legislation that would require each child to be appointed a temporary guardian and legal counsel. But what may help in the long run may not offer much hope for the kids who currently call Boystown home.
Sometimes they look so helpless. You wish to do something for them. But there's nothing that I can do. The only thing that I can do for them is comfort them, teach them, and show them that I'm a friend.
We asked INS representatives what they thought of that bill making its way through the House. They told us they don't comment on pending legislation. INS did, however, give us some interesting statistics. It says on a nationwide basis, a little more than 20% of the kids end up being returned to their home countries. But what's really surprising, though, is the breakdown of where those kids are from. 60% are from China, only 20% are Hispanic, 15% from Haiti. Other countries make up the remaining 5%.
Those numbers pretty staggering, Faye. Why so many from China?
Well, INS wouldn't really elaborate, but the immigration attorney we spoke with says Chinese smuggling is big business, and INS wants to be especially careful about where they release those kids to. As for that little Jamaican girl that we told you about, we're going to continue to follow her story and hopefully bring you some updates, Ben.
One more question, if I could. The teacher in the story?
Yes.
Single?
I don't know, but I'm sure you can ask her yourself.
Faye Fredericks, thanks very much. Sign of the unhealthy times, a report by the World Health Organization.